Alright,
Kevin! Well drawn again, boy.
Wish we could draw that, yeah.
What do you mean?
Got off at like this.
That's the best point on you.
19 and 20.
Right, we're on to day 3, and I found a Costa, which is nice, and we're up on the matchstick today, and we've drawn peg 17. I think it'll be alright. The only thing is by here, I'm in with the point pegs, and the point pegs have been taking the points every day, to be honest, and there's good anglers on them, like Joff is there, Gav Levisage is there, on probably the 2 of the best pegs. I can't see who's on the other 2. Oh, Matt Herbert's on 20, which has been the boy, to be honest. I can't see who's on 19, but one thing, and you know, it's good for me, but not good for who we're harping to. Someone's had to go home next to me for family, which is not good. And when you think, oh, I've drawn pard, and then you think something like that could happen, it's not good. So we've got a bit of room. We've got three pegs to my right, so that's only going to help. I can't see it making any worse. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go down the road, ground bit of maggots again. I think they've got a tough thick on that sweet corn now, and I really think we might catch a few shallow later on. So the kit's there, all loaded. I'm going to get all this off because it's absolutely soaking. Hell of a mess from the rain yesterday. So let's get some kit set up and we'll catch up on the box. Right, we're just about to start. It looks quite nice. There's a few fish topping, like, you know, quite a way over, but at least there's some fish in this area. But I really think it's going to be tough to beat those points. Like Gav and Joff are on that 1 point. Chris Barley, who's an amazing angler, is on 19. Matt Herbert catches loads of fish down here. He's on 20. But we'll see. So I'm going to feed some like liquidized corn with a few whole grains long just in front of me, and then maggots off for an angle, maggot short, ground bait at the edge, and might even have a go trying to catch shallow. We'll see. But let's just feed some bait to start with, yeah. Let's plop that in there. And then on my other line, I've just got exactly what I done yesterday, just like dead maggots. Just going to feed them in a bit of real stodgy ground bait. That's a bit of green bagger, that is, with a bit of crushed expander. I'm going to put a little marble that way. And on my right down line, I think what I'm going to do is start, I'm just going to loose feed some maggots there. I'm not going to feed short until I want to go on it. I don't see the point. So just in line with that pallet, plop that in there. Let's have a little start on some sweet corn. Like last time I was on here, I was up on 28, just up to my right, a couple of pegs to my right. And I won the lake the first day, and I just tapped corn in all day, but like quite positive. I filled my pot, medium guru pot, filled it right to the top. So, but that, you know, that was first day of the festival, I think. You know, they hadn't seen it. I was definitely on some fish. But let's just try this. I'm gonna have a start on this. If it don't go, we'll be on them maggots then. I think maggots will be good. It all depends on if those little tiny fish feed, like little roach and that, they could be a nuisance. But if they don't feed, we'll catch a maggot, I reckon. Let's rattle a bit of corn in. We've got a nice high bulk on this rig, and then a couple of droppers just down in. So it has a little bit of a drop. Get a catty, just to get my eye in. And I'm going to feed these maggots. Go on, chuck it in there. Got so much room to my right, I feel like. That's where I'm going to catch them shallow, if I'm going to catch them at all shallow. So let's see, we'll know pretty quick if we're on some fish, I think. We'll catch one quite quickly. Right, a little update. I've had a big skimmer and a little crassio on my corn line. I just don't feel like that corner is right. So I just had a little look on my right down line where I put some ground bead in at the start and I've just kindled some maggots in there. And I had an F1, I've had an F1 straight away, so I put a little blob of ground bead on my right hand maggot line as well now, where I've been loose feeding maggots. So hopefully we can finally stack it. There's fish in the area, but the massive problem is that cormorant is just swimming up and down. I've seen him, he's caught 2 F1s already. He's eaten 2 big F1s. He's just on the island road over there now, just digesting those before he comes back in. But that's a big problem having him here, and because I've got so much room to my right, that's the area he seems to be in, is like where all the room is. Oh, there's a few bits on this. This wind has completely changed now. It was blowing sort of left to right, but slightly over my shoulder, but all of a sudden now it's just gusting everywhere. It's a nightmare. But at least we've had an F1. I've just seen an odd little bubble come up on this line as well, which is good. I'm pleased to get an F1 this early, especially on maggots. I'm hoping now we can just rotate these 2 long lines, catch a few short on maggots, and that'll be pretty much our match. Maybe I've got a nice edge to my right, like 12 metres up the bank. See, it's fizzing there now, look. And there's a good chance we can catch a few down there, maybe a few big blondies, a few F1s. So that might be quite nice, but I don't want to rely on that. Like, we're fishing for a big 40 pound today, and I think these long lines is where it's going to be at. Maybe if we're really lucky, we'll catch a couple short. I haven't caught fish short on this lake for years, like numbers of fish, so even that, I'm not going to rely on that. Need to try and work out these long lines and catch them out here if possible. Right, little update. We're on bang on the hour. Since I spoke to you last, I dropped it on my left hand line, caught a big carasio, and I've just gone on there again because there was still a few bubbles coming up, and I've had a little dink, and I've hooked this, and I don't know what it is, but it's trying to do me down the inside here, whatever it is. It's a big F1, look. Yeah, a F1. There we go. So, with an hour in, I've got 2 F1s, a big carasio, a little carasio, a big skimmer, whoa no, and a handful of little fish, so I think we're going to ride this fishing rock hard. Hardly anything being caught. From what you can see, I can't see the points, but this bank is fishing rock hard. But we're having a few bites, and there's fish in our area, 100%. A lot of fish topping. I'm hoping at some point those fish will switch on and feed. So I've just been feeding a tiny little marble of our ground bait, and then just live maggots then. There's definitely some fish on this left-hand side for sure. So I'm going to feed that there, swing around over here. Now, one thing I wish I'd done is brought a waggler rod, because over by that island, there's just been fish topping constantly. There must be a big shoal of F1s there. And I'm sure if I just chucked a waggler over there 3 foot deep with like 3 dead maggots on it or a corn skin, could have caught an odd one. I never brought it with me today, left it in the van. So that's definitely a mistake, because there's been so many topping over there. Be a fair chuck to get to them, but I reckon I get to them with a big enough float. Oh, little dinkin. What I need is both these lines to start producing so I can just keep bouncing off the 2, nicking fish. See like a fish topping out there all the time. Oh, little fish, look. It's a nuisance, that is. Roach. See, nice 4 ounce, not a disaster. Let's try 2 white maggots. So an hour in, it's fishing hard, but we're doing alright, I think. We're doing alright in it. And the good thing is, like, we've caught some fish already, so there's some fish in this area for sure. Let's just swing around here. Stop feeding that corn line now. I just don't feel like that's going to be the way to catch them. I feel like 2 lines of maggots, I think that'll be our best option. Oh, got a tiny little fish on the way down there. Why is that now? See, they're the problem. It's funny why they're only on this one line though. I'll try again. I'm just going to try to get to the bottom. And if I get to the bottom and have one of them, I'll top it up. This rig I've just got a bulk sort of 15 inches from the hook, 2 droppers. Nice and positive because I can just try and bomb through these little bits. Let's see if we can get to the deck here, see if there's any quality down there. We have hooked one decent fish here, those foul hooked on this side. But this is the left hand side that seems to be producing at the minute. Well, we're down now. Let's see if we can get an F1 on the bottom here. Oh, small fish, look. Let's top this line up. What is that? Cross here. Got fizzing on this line here, look. Right, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark now, and since I left you last, as soon as I flicked the cameras off, typically I had 2 big Carasios and lost one. And then I've had another one earlier on. I've just hooked this fish, but everything seems to be, for whatever reason, on our right-hand line now. Our left-hand line is just little skimmers all the time. It's an F1, look. So that's nice to see. But I've just been feeding ground bit of maggots on this line now, but what I'm thinking about is that corn line. I might just put like 150 mil of that stodgy ground bit in there and just leave it. And every now and then just drop on and just pick an odd fish off. I think that could be a good little ploy. And then just keep doing what we're doing on these other 2 lines. So that's what I'm going to do, in fact. So I've got my stodgy stuff here. I'm going to put like that much in. How much is there? 100. Let's just put a little bit of dry stuff on top. And just give them a sprinkle of drier stuff. There's still fish topping. I still think they're going to catch a few. Shallow, I really do. So let's feed this out here. Just there. It's a nothing line anyway, so not going to do no harm. There just going to drop back in when I've caught that F1. I'm not going to feed it again. It feels like normally you can like nip 2 fish off of a spot. So we're doing all right. I think we're doing all right. I can't see them. The 2 best pegs are 20 and 12 without a doubt. So I can't see them, and I can't see Joff, but I can see Gav. He's caught some fish, but pretty similar to me, I'd say. There's so many F1s out there topping up, honest to God. I'm just hoping as the day goes on they'll come closer and we might catch a few shallow by here on this line. Because if we can catch a couple shallow, we'll be game on then. Look, the bites are absolute minuscule little bites. When we float dot, I just put another number 12 on, so it's literally a tiny little pimple now. And I'm just striking in any little movement on that float, I'm just whacking into it. There we go. That don't feel hooked properly, that one again. Tiny little dip, like funny little slow bite that was. That hit there. Might have to replumb that line up because it might have started just to dig the bottom out a touch there. That's the only trouble when you're feeding like these little bits of ground bait. I think it's in the mouth. Yeah, it is, yeah. Now what's that? Feels like an F1 to me, that does. F1. I think it's an F1. I'll put it in the VIR net. It's got a broken lateral line, dark fins. That's a F1 now. Stodgy ground bait and then just carving it off with live maggots. That's the boy. Let me just swing around this side. Well, this line hasn't been very good to us for some reason since we caught them first fish or 2 on it. But that line over there is just, I'm feeding them both the same, so I don't know why. There's like signs of fish on this line all the time, little bubbles and blows, and but just don't seem to catch them. Right, it is halfway through now, and I've had no more proper fish, but I have had a few of those like little chunky, sort of stocky F1-y, crucial-y things, I don't know whatever they are. I've had a few of them, so it's still just like ticking over. But this wind and sun by here now is an absolute nightmare to see you float. And the bites are so small, you know, you're going to be missing bites because you just can't see anything. Still fishing, from what I can see, is fishing really hard. I think we're doing all right. This left-hand line seems to be, I'm just potting maggots in there now, no ground bait, and I have caught a couple of fish doing that. But on my last visit to this side, it's the first time I've gone in there and not caught one. So I fed it with a little bit more ground bait. This is the first look back on it. and I've been keeping an eye on that positive line we put in, and they are blowing on that, but where the sun is now is directly over it, so you'd never see it, but there should be enough bait to keep fish there until that sun passes. But I think at the minute it's just a case of carrying on what we're doing. Don't need to go changing anything quite yet. I feel like if we're going to catch shallow, we're going to do it late. And it's a bite, and I don't think it needs much priming, to be honest. I think you can just sort of prime it for 15-20 minutes and then drop on. And I might even start feeding that short line as well now, because the lad to my left has dropped in there. I think he's had 2 fish short, so that might be an option, just because we'll be able to see our rig nice and everything there. And we should catch short here. We've got so much room. You think you're going to get a few bites on that short line, but it is really hard at the minute to see my float out there. It's blowing. It's a job to hold it. Not ideal when the bites are like tiny little dinks. Right, we're on just over an hour to go now, and I've changed my pot since I last spoke. I've changed my pot to a large, and on that left hand line I've just gone in and had a big Carasio and a big F1, and I've been loose feeding those maggots to my right, and I'm sure I seen a swirl about 10 minutes ago. Positive I did. But this is the time we need to start catching. I can see like Garver's caught well on 23. I can't see Joff. And they've caught on the other point as well. I can just like some Chris Barley's going on now. So we're gonna have to catch some fish. We need a good run of big uns from somewhere. Because even though we've caught steady today, I think we need a couple of bigger fish. A run of those big F1s, or 5 or 6 of those blondies, something like that. But I did see just now, I seen a swirl, and just as I was shipping that fish back, little fish I just had, an F1 just topped 13 metres right in front of me. So they might be coming into the area now. There we go, look. Another half-tidy fish there. Might be we just stick on this, but if you get them shallow, they'll be those big brown ones. This is, I reckon it's one of them stocky F1s, is it? Nice Carasio, look. Yeah, I think we've caught similar to yesterday. We caught most of the day, but the difference is you just need that one run of them good fish to get you over the line. And today, we could easily be 4th or 5th here and thinking, I've had a decent match, but those points have just added away. And I think you're going to need 40 odd pound to get good points. There was 3 40-pound weights in this section yesterday. I don't think we're anywhere near that. at the minute. But I don't take long to catch £20. You know, the last hour could easily catch £20. A couple of quality fish. I've been topping up my short line as well. I fed that like 2 more times. I haven't been in on it yet. VAR.
VAR?
Right, that's us all done. Got a nice match there, really. Caught really well on those two long lines, a little bit of ground bait with maggots, and then when I stopped catching that ground bait, just rattling maggots in on my left-hand line was absolutely brilliant. With an hour to go, I've been loose feeding maggots shallow, I've gone in on that, I've hooked 4, they've all come off. Then I've got a great big one, and then the sun has just been exactly where I wanted to fish. So I've gone half hour without a fish, then I've dropped back on my left-hand line, caught 2 big ones, and I've dropped short here with 10 minutes to go, and I've had 2 big ones there as well. So we've had 53 pounds, we've won the lake. So that's a really nice result. So that will shoot this up the leaderboard, because last night we were 11th, and with a win, we're only going up, maybe as far up as the top 5. So tomorrow we're up on Jenny's. A top 3 result will see us in the main frame for sure, but a win could see us right up there. So I'm going to sort my kit out tonight, because everything is like a bomb has gone off now. I've really enjoyed today. It was a really nice, apart from that little where I lost my head a bit trying to fish shallow, apart from that we've got a great day here. When you're on some fish on this lake, it's great. You know, it's not loads of bites, but it's big quality fish. There's my hero Alan Scotland there, look. What a man. So I'll catch up with you in the morning.